Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, distinguished guests, it is a great honor to be the first Czech recipient of the Comenius Prize. This ceremony has to be postponed several times. We were waiting for better times. But as soon as one devastating storm subsided, another one broke out. Europe is at war. Every morning for the past 2 weeks, I have had the feeling that a night dream has only been replaced by another terrible one, and I have tried to wake up from it. It was similar to the 2 years ago when the first wave of the coronavirus swept over us. When I turn on the news on TV, at first I think it's just a horror movie or a documentary from long ago. After a while, one can no longer perceive the numbers of people killed, injured, the numbers of refugees. Our brains and our imaginations do not have the capacity to process all the horrific images of those days. We begin to wonder whether the normal world and normal life was not just a dream from which we woke up to another reality, whether it was a long gone time of childhood that we no longer remember well. René Descartes and Comenius lived at a similar time, a time of war, when the world was being radically reshaped. Europe was divided. All previous certainties were shattered. In his famous text, before discovering a new continent of certainty, rational subject, cogito, Descartes also asked himself whether the dream is not reality, and reality only a dream. For him, the guarantor of the authenticity of daily reality is God, and his veracity, veracitas Dei. God cannot be some kind of malicious demon, demon malignus. God is thus the silent companion of reason in a struggle for certainty in the midst of darkness and violence. Blaise Pascal and Comenius see God, the centrum securitatis, elsewhere in human heart. The heart has its own reason, which reason cannot fully understand. In the labyrinth of the world, Comenius' pilgrim reaches the very edge of word and light, looks without the glasses of illusion into the abyss of death and nothingness. Only then will his conversion to the depths of man and world take place. Today we too look into the face of death. Let us put away the glasses of naive illusions that this is just a local war somewhere far away, that the war criminals in Kremlin will be content with the conquest of Ukraine. Vladimir Putin, the Hitler of our time, is following the plan we know from the history of Czechoslovakia. First to occupy the border areas, then the whole country, and if the democratic world does not confront him in time and with sufficient firmness, he will move on. It will be an encouragement to dictators and war criminals all over the world. Countries that do not free themselves in time from any dependence of Russia will pay a very high price for their blindness and national egoism in the future. If the West allows Russia to destroy Ukraine's freedom, it will betray the fundamental values that are the pillars of its identity. This war is a struggle for the moral face of Europe, a test of courage and solidarity. Today, we accept the Comenius Prize, remembering a man who experienced the suffering of war and exile, but who did not lose faith in God, in the victory of peace and humanity. I am convinced that President Zelensky and the people of Ukraine, who are bleeding in the struggle for return of peace, freedom and justice, fully deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. On the threshold of a new chapter of Czech history, Václav Havel, in his first presidential New Year's message, quoted Comenius's prophetic vision that the government of our affairs would return to our hands. We rejoice then at the return of freedom. Today, we know that freedom is precious, but also fragile gift. It is also a difficult task. It must be constantly nurtured, protected, and developed. It is time to wake up. Thank you.